Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory due unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Wabakai Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who do rule and teach well. Peace and blessings also to the sincere believers out there to hopefully elect. The brothers pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in all diligence, righteousness, and sincerity, putting your life on the line to do so. Also to the few sincere sisters, the Akwath, listening and learning. To you I say Shalom. So it's the brother Azariah, back with more world-ending World War III news. And Iran continues to pop up in the news, and pretty much today they issued a warning to America that they are ready to retaliate against anything that the U.S. throws against Iran or any of its proxies. So we see that the war drums is beating loud and clear. We see that this is a time for war. It's not a time of peace. This is a time where the end is about to be manifest. And let me read this in Ephesians 5 in verse 13. It says, "But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. See that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." So seeing these things going on in the earth, we are supposed to redeem the times, knowing that evil is here and that greater evils are upon us. So let me go ahead and play this video here real quick so y'all can see that these nations are continuously gathered together for war. There's no compromise. There is no let's go sit down and talk about this and hopefully we can come to a conclusion. And as a matter of fact, I was watching Redacted today, and Clayton Morris brought it out that Russia and Ukraine, Russia was offering to have peace talks with Ukraine, but Zelensky pretty much shot it down like, no, we not going for peace. We don't want to hear about peace, none of that. Actually, in Ukraine, it's against the law. It's illegal to talk to Russia about peacemaking. So they don't want no peace, man. That shows you what? That ultimately there is no free will. You know, as the Elder Makama just did a lesson going into that, you know, that everybody is set up in their lot to fulfill their role in this dramatic movie that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has created. And being that there is no free will, you can't go outside of the parameters, outside of what your role is supposed to be. The people that's supposed to jump off World War III, that's what they doing. The people that's going to bring forth the MOT to the B, the mark of the beast, that's what they doing. The people that's on the earth fulfilling the wickedness as in the days of Noah, that's what they doing. And you also have the lot of the righteous and the prophets, okay, the 144,000. So everybody is in their lot doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, so everything is in order according to the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Let's watch this.
22, a base in northeastern Jordan. In the meantime, I do want to get to the latest here as we continue to follow more on the Middle East fight right now. This is actually a live look over at the Israel-Gaza border right there on your screen. Iran now issuing a threat against the U.S., saying that it will, quote, decisively respond to any American attack on the Islamic Republic. This comes as the U.S. linked Iran to the killing of 3 American soldiers at a military base over in Jordan. We brought that to you as breaking news as it did play out. The U.S. has signaled it's preparing for retaliatory strikes in the Middle East in the wake of that drone attack Sunday at Tower 22, a base in northeastern Jordan near Syria. I want to talk about this and other developments here, so let's bring in Avi Melamed, a former Israeli intelligence official and founder of Inside the Middle East Institute. Again, joining us now live to discuss this and other topics here. I do want to talk about this threat that was made by Iran against the U.S., and I just want to get your take on it and whether you think the U.S. really takes that seriously and it does play any sort of, I guess, impact into the reaction by the U.S. on that drone strike.
And this thing is very serious. 3 U.S. military members was just killed, deleted Sunday, and pretty much they was all jakes. And that just show you that if you were Israelite, you have no business being in Esau's military in his army. He don't give a damn about you. He don't even give a damn about Edomite soldiers. So how much less you so-called black Latinos and Native Americans? Esau don't give a damn about you, man. You know? And ultimately, yeah, there is gonna be a draft because they're gonna need bodies to throw out there because so many people are dying overseas already. You know? And they're short in every branch of the military. So a conscription is going to come back, and they've been talking about it heavy. You know what I'm saying? They've been talking about conscriptions in the UK. They already doing it in Russia. They doing it in Ukraine. So if you think a conscription, a draft ain't going to come to America, then you deceiving yourself. Okay, you have to know what times that we in. You know, you have to redeem the times, man. You know, because these are some evil days, and a lot of stuff is coming down the pipeline. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So this time, this is the beginning of wars, great death, the beginning of famine. Okay, as Yahushua said in the book of Matthew 24, that when you shall see wars and rumors of wars, you know, that the end is not yet. But these are signs for us to look forward to in these last days to know how close that we are. And right now, a lot of people really don't understand the magnitude of what's about to happen. Okay, because war is not just something where, yeah, people die in war, of course, but there's a domino effect to war. When there's war, supply chains break down, people lose jobs. Okay, society at large becomes chaotic. Okay, because people are in fear, they're not certain, they're not sure. Okay, and then again, this is an election year, so you got a lot going on with that. So in order to navigate through these times and have peace and comfort, you have to have a relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's the only way that you're gonna be able to have peace and comfort and be able to navigate through the evil that's gonna happen on this earth, man. But listen, what's coming is not gonna be nothing nice. This is the message of the prophets to our people, man, that nothing good is coming to this earth, especially America, Babylon the Great. This place is gonna be the worst place to be when all hell breaks loose. Trust me. All these migrants that's coming over the border, the brother Baquar Amath of the Men of Valor camp, he brought out today in a lesson that some New York cops was attacked in Times Square by some migrants. So if the cops ain't safe, how much less the average American citizen? So look, man, it's gonna be all kind of stuff that's gonna be going on. You know, this is a very unprecedented time, and it's bad now, but it's only gonna get worse. Okay, the shit really ain't hit the fan yet. Okay, and this devil, you know, he's coming with a lot of deception. You know, he's, you know, throwing his narrative out there of what he wants it to be. You know, because when them 3 Jakes was killed in that drone strike, Iran was like, listen, we don't have nothing to do with that. Iran didn't even take responsibility for that drone strike and the deaths of those 3 soldiers. But what I truly believe happened, this is just me speaking as a man, I could be wrong, but I believe that America did that drone strike on their own soldiers just to have a good reason to go at Iran. And if you don't believe that Esau is grimy like that, then you don't know this devil, okay? And especially that they was Jakes. You know, Esau really don't give a damn. The fact that they was Israelites, Esau was like, oh yeah, come on, we about to get this on and popping. So they, boom, you know, dropped the bomb. You know, now it's like, oh, Iran did this and we need to go at Iran. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, all this stuff is coming to the inevitable. You see? If we go to Joel 3, in verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fast overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near. In the valley of decision. Okay, so this is all leading up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, or Jehoshaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment. So this is where the Lord is going to judge all these nations. Okay, but he's gathering together all the chess pieces to be destroyed. Okay, the U.S. spiraling into World War III scenario as conflict escalates in the Middle East. Following President Joe Biden's authorization of U.S. retaliatory action in the Middle East on Thursday, one expert has said that the conditions for a World War III are there. Former Rear Admiral Michael Hewitt said in an exclusive interview with Daily Express US that there is a rising concern about aggressive escalation in the Middle East by Iranian proxies and Iran itself. With the 160 plus attacks that we've seen on American forces in the region, inevitably we were going to have something like this occur. And it's really too bad that it took the loss of 3 Americans for the United States to decide to take action against the aggressive Iranian proxy. So they blaming that, they're blaming the death of those 3 American soldiers on Iran. But Iran is not even taking accountability, or they're not saying that they did it. So who did it? Again, I believe that America attacked its own soldiers. Okay, because that's just how the devil get down, man. All right, 3 American service members were killed on Sunday in a drone attack in Jordan, which the U.S. has attributed to the militant group Hezbollah. After weighing his options to respond to the strike, Biden authorized attacks against Iranian targets, with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin saying the U.S. will take all necessary action. So whatever it takes, whatever we got to do, desperate times call for desperate measures. So hey, look, these devils, they about to throw everything and the kitchen sink. And the Lord got them in the spirit to do so. Okay? Let me get this. It says, but more than that, we should go after the head of the snake, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and until we take action to disrupt their command and control and their leadership structure, I think we're doomed to see more of those attacks happen. Hewitt said that Iranian attacks are likely to continue to disrupt global commerce in the Red Sea and on U.S. forces in the region, as long as the Iranians sense that the U.S. is being very measured and concerned about escalation. And like I said, war is a domino effect, because what's going on in the Red Sea, the Strait of Hormuz, you know what I'm saying, which is a strait that connects that portion of Africa to the Middle East, you know what I'm saying, and you can cut right through into the Red Sea, go down. That's a very important trade route that vessels take to get, goods into Europe and America, because it cuts time to go around the southern Cape of Africa. It saves money, saves time and resources. The fact that that's backed up now, that's going to cause the price of things to go up. So oil, food and things of that nature is going to get very expensive the more that these wars intensify and worsen. You see, we can get this last one and close out. Israel and Lebanon prepare for inevitable war. So you see all these wars that the West got going on simultaneously. You got Ukraine, you got Israel, Gaza. You about to have Israel and Lebanon. You about to have NATO against America and Israel. In Russia and Iran and Iraq. Listen, man, we about to get up out of here. This is what's plain to see. We about to get up out of here, man. Like, time is short. Everything that the men of the Lord have been speaking through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is coming to pass in these days. Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it. So this is the set time for these things to come forth and for prophecy to be fulfilled in its full measure. Okay, you also have the MOTB that's in the picture now. Elon Musk, he just put a chip into a human brain. So you know they about to bring that out soon. And you got stores in the West Coast like Seattle and Los Angeles that's not even taking cash no more, completely cashless. So listen, we are in that time that you know your faith and your relationship with the Lord is gonna have to be, you know, front and center. You know, playtime is over, man. It's time to get right. Okay. The prospect of a full-scale war between Israel and Lebanon's Hezbollah militia terrifies people on both sides of the border, but some see it as an inevitable fallout from Israel's ongoing war against Hamas in Gaza. Such a war could be the most destructive either side has ever experienced. Israel and Hezbollah each have lessons from their last war. In 2006, a month-long conflict that ended in a draw. They've also had 4 months to prepare for another war, even as the United States tries to prevent a widening of the conflict. Here's a look at each side's preparedness, how war might unfold, and what's being done to prevent it. And there is no preventing this war. There is no preventing it. And why is this war concentrated in that Middle East region? Because that's what the scripture said would happen. Okay? We just read in Joel 3 where it says the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. And when you get into it, that valley of Yahweh-Shaphat is, you know, in near the land of Israel. Okay, because all these nations are going to converge upon the Holy Land and do battle. And in the midst of that third woe, or World War III, Yahweh Shai is going to return and take the nations down. And that's going to be the end. Okay, that's going to be the dramatic finish of this great movie, man. So we're in some beautiful and exciting times. All right, Israel launched a full-scale air and ground offensive and imposed a blockade that aimed to free the hostages and destroy Hezbollah's military capabilities, a mission that ultimately failed. Israeli bombing leveled large swaths of South Lebanon and Beirut's southern suburbs. Hezbollah fired thousands of unguided rockets into northern Israel communities. The conflict killed some 1,200 Lebanese, mostly civilians, and 160 Israelis, mostly soldiers. A United Nations resolution ending the war called for withdrawal of Israeli forces from Lebanon and a demilitarized zone on Lebanon's side of the border. Despite the employment of UN peacekeepers, Hezbollah continues to operate in the border area, while Lebanon says Israel regularly violates its airspace and continues to occupy pockets of Lebanese land. So all this is being tied back to Iran and Hezbollah and you know, Russia. But look, we understand what it really is. Okay, we understand that this is really all being brought on by the globalist elite. You know what I'm saying? But this is really a theater of war. But seeing all this, the hopefully elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are not going to be deceived. Okay, because you know we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, so Satan's devices, especially in this time, is going to be so good that it's even going to deceive, or you know, he's going to attempt to deceive the very elect. But the scriptures tell you that the elect are not going to be able to be deceived, man. All right, Matthew 24:24, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So it says, if it were possible, but it's not possible, okay? Because ultimately, the elect are going to have the spirit, the Rakah Kadash, to be able to discern between what's true and what's false. So the seed is not going to fall upon the elect. Okay, the scriptures say that there is no enchantment against Jacob. So yeah, Esau is going to try with various things to distract, to take your mind away from what's really going on. But the elect are going to be locked in, you know, to what's going on in these last days, because this is a sign of, you know, our salvation. You know, these are the things that's really important, that really matters, that we should be paying attention to and not take our eyes off of. You see? Yeah, you know, this is the, you know, ultimately this war, you know, there is going to be no resolution. You see? Nobody is going to regard silver and gold. Nobody is going to say, you know what? Enough people have died on our side. Let's call it ceasefire. No, it's not going to be none of that. It's going to be all guns blazing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all out war. And this is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for these things to be fulfilled in this time. Okay, Isaiah 13:17, it says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them." Okay, which the Medes there is going into the Russians. All right, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So they, you know, the Russians, they don't give a damn about no silver and gold. If NATO was to offer Russia money to go away and stop the wars, they don't care about that. They like, listen, we're fixated on conquering NATO and America because they tired of NATO and America. So this is why they going so hard. You know, Putin really got a spirit on him to be going hard against the West. And that's really the spirit that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua put, you know, on these Eastern kings, man. You know, China, Iran, Iraq, Russia, North Korea. You know what I'm saying? All of these nations are dead set against destroying the whore, bringing down Babylon the Great. You see? So yeah, man. In a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Okay? With that, go ahead and close out here. Hopefully this was edifying through the Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect.